Okay. Versatile Vigilante, Young Vince, Uncle Vinny. We're here, man. Solo episode time. No interview today. Prolificness is the name of the game for me this year. I want to put out interviews and episodes like I did in the past, weekly. So I'm going to work very hard to make that happen, man. But since getting back into putting out interviews and connecting with people, I've met some super cool people so far, and I'm extremely excited to continue to do that. And also it brings me back to actually really loving to do interviews and the actual act of doing it, practicing, and eventually ideally mastering the craft of doing interviews, man. So it's definitely a great thing to have back in my life, and it really excites me. But there's a part of the game where, hey, I want to do interviews, absolutely, but I also want to do content, but I want people to see them. I want it to be seen. I want it to make some noise. It's not so much about the money. It's just about, or the fame or anything that comes with whatever, but it's more just about, hey, I feel it's good work and good conversation and things that can help people and help the average person. I want it to be seen. And, since starting back up in 2026, been YouTube shorts and Instagram reels and all kinds of shit. I look at the numbers, I participate in that side of the game. But I was thinking about it recently, man, the concept of going viral. The concept of going viral is very interesting to me, that the word is viral, because it reminds me of another word, virus, viral infection. I feel that the term going viral, it's a perfect term because the pros of it, you spread out, you are seen by different people and different accounts, and your growth ideally expands outside of, maybe you have a couple fans and a clip goes viral and now more people are looking out for your shit. And as someone that puts out videos often, absolutely, that's what I want. I want my audience to grow. So there's a absolute positive of going viral, and I hope sometime I would go viral as well. I feel like I have on a small level, not compared to others, but whatever. Going viral, it's truly like a virus, because I feel like once you get a taste of, your work reached a lot of different people, then it becomes something you try to seek out. I'm going to make videos, content, music, whatever it might be, for the sole purpose of going viral. I love that feeling I get when, I get 1,000 likes and I get all these shares and 1 million views. I love it. I'm going to make whatever I'm going to make in order to feed that viral hunger, and I think that's a really, really dangerous game to play. I think what we've kind of seen in internet society is a shift from doing things for the love of the game and then letting the results happen naturally to, I'm going to go chase it and force the results. I don't really even have too much of a love for what I'm doing. And I think that's a flawed way of looking at things, because you're always going to be seeking. You're always going to be chasing something, chasing that dragon. And that's one thing with the life I want to live. I don't want to live it chasing anything. If I get any sort of success, that's amazing. If I get any sort of wealth from the things that I do, amazing. But I don't want to do the things I do just to achieve those targets, because I do truly believe that everything is really within the journey. And if you work on the craft that you're doing and you practice and you try different things and you test yourself, results will follow. As opposed to, I'm going to put this out, and if it doesn't hit the numbers I want it to hit, it's not worth doing. I don't like that. I don't think that's the right way to look at things. I think if you truly believe in what you're doing and you continue to work at it, results will show. So I say that to myself, of course. That's something, someone sees this, they could say, oh, you're just saying that to make yourself feel better. Sure, but I fucking believe it. I believe whether you're getting 1 million views or 1 billion views or whatever field that you're in, you're getting as much success as you possibly can. You still have to love doing it. And there was an interesting story in college sports. This kid named Darren Peterson for Kansas basketball. And he's probably going to go number one in the NBA draft. Very talented player, but there's questions about his love of the game. He kind of he gets cramps and shit, and I think there's a plan with his agent to limit his workload and stuff like that. And that's all well and good, man. I do understand the importance of analytics and having numbers and reports to back up your thinking, but I feel like the reports and analytics are starting to take the place out of actually doing the fucking thing. Like in sports, analytics, your batting average is this much higher against these types of pitches. Okay, man, you still have to go do it. Like the numbers cannot replace the actual action of doing. I think that's kind of a bit of an epidemic right now. Like, okay, if I do this, and I like gambling, for example, let me bet on this, predictions. Holy fuck, man. Sometimes you gotta just let some things happen and focus on what you can control. I think we're in an information overload these days. Even something I do with YouTube, like, oh, if you post it this way or tried it's fucking exhausting because you're chasing a dragon. You're chasing something that I don't think you can catch. It has to naturally just happen. I think that's kind of the trick of this viral world that we're living in. Going viral, chasing certain success. That success will happen or come to you when it's ready. When it happens naturally. And when you try to just follow a formula, I don't think that's the way it will work. And certainly not for me. Absolutely fucking not, man. I'm experimenting all the time and trying different things. But I'm not just going to say, okay, if this is how YouTube wants me to do things, I'll do it that way. Or where I work, this is the way we want you to do things, I'll just do it. No question. No, man, I do believe that numbers and reports and stuff like that can be helpful. But I do think it's stripping a lot of individuality out of people, honestly, and I feel like it's become something that we become a slave to in certain ways. The game of baseball, I love the game of baseball. I grew up watching it, playing it. I still love the game of baseball. It's become a game where it's filled with numbers. I feel the nerds have taken over. Analytics tell the manager to play this fucking lineup every game. This player needs to play a certain amount of games a week. Man, whatever happened to one game at a time, one inning at a time? Let's put something together here. I have a feeling a lot of these guys in front offices don't even watch the game. I think people use numbers to fund their whole argument. I think people use reports and statistics to build their entire argument without really seeing what they're talking about. I think, for example, if you talk about crime, you can't just look at statistics. You have to go mingle, see what's going on outside, talk to people that are involved in certain shit. You can't just say, because I read a study, I'm now an expert on that thing. No, it doesn't work like that. You're not an expert on anything if you've not done it before. And that's some shit that I'm very passionate about, man. I see a lot of people, I think, fucking scammers, social media gurus, business consultants, different things like that. What the fuck have you ever done on your own, though? You make it look good, but what have you built? What have you put together? What have you started from the ground up? Just because you have numbers and statistics does not mean your argument is flawless. Fuck that, man. It's trying to predict the future, and I'm not with that type of shit. You can't just say, if you follow this exact script, you're going to achieve this success. If you believe that, I got some magic beans to sell you, bro, because you have to go follow your own path. You have to walk your own path. Be yourself, do what you think is right, and you'll learn along the way. You'll learn about how to move. You'll learn about mistakes that you've made. Of course, you want to learn from others. If you have people giving you advice, that's amazing, man. I love getting advice, but you still have to do your thing. You still have to make your own mistakes. So I really don't like how if a statistic is brought up, the argument is over. Or if a number is brought up, that justifies everything. Fuck that shit, man. My favorite artists are not the most high selling artists of all time, but you're not going to tell me that they're not great. You know what I mean? If I watch a baseball game and I think this player is a great player, I don't need 5,000 stats to back up my argument. I'm showing you this guy's put it in work. You know what I mean? I view myself that way, man. If you compile all my views, it's nothing. But if you look at the work, it's there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we need to focus a little bit more on just putting in the fucking work and repetition of things and letting the results come from that, as opposed to just shooting for the results, because I think that's backwards, man. I think when you chase shit, think about with girls, man, you can't be too desperate. You got to be letting things happen naturally too. You got to, of course, get your motion rolling, but you cannot force things. You cannot just say, okay, I'm going to do this, and it's going to fucking this. The formula can work, but you have to make the formula work. That's my whole fucking point. You have to be good at what you're doing. You have to work at what you're doing. It's not just a math equation, bro. Life is not just a math equation where you can just say, if I do this, and this, it's going to work perfectly. Bro, that is not how it works. You have to be flexible, adaptable. And that's one thing I'm seeing, where people are so caught up in the formulas, the statistics, when it doesn't actually, when something happens in real life that doesn't support those statistics, don't know what to do. And that's why I do think being adaptable and being creative and able to think on your feet, whatever field that you're in, it's very, very necessary. It always has been and it always will be, because AI is not fucking perfect. Nothing's perfect, man. These guys try to make it seem like it's a guaranteed victory every time. No. But if you're confident and you're work on your craft and you put that time in, you will be successful. That's the formula. Confidence, patience, put in that work in. That's the formula, man. It's not some YouTube algorithm. I'm sorry. I'm just not with that type of shit, bro. I think it's a fucking cop-out, honestly. And I think a lot of these athletes and the younger generation, I'm only 30, but there's a whole other generation under me, and I think they're getting kind of blinded by people that are honestly bad influences on them, man. Like that Darren Peterson kid, his agent should be telling him, yo, put in work in college and then you're gonna be able to do whatever the fuck you want, and then get a contract in the NBA, and then another one, and then another one. As opposed to now, where he's getting used to, cherry picking when he wants to play and shit like that. Hey, man, shit could happen at any time, bro. People have been humbled before, and it's going to continue to happen. So I just think that's some tempting fate type shit, trying to control shit that you can't really control. I think, and also it's just unsportsmanlike, man. Like if you're a high level athlete, you better be leaving it all on the floor for the rest of your team, just like a doctor would for his team, and a fucking plumber would for his team. Like, yo, the craft has to come first. The practice, the actual effort in getting better at the craft has to come before chasing viral hits and shortcuts and over planning and relying on just statistics. I think that's a losing argument, and it's hey man, you'll learn that the real shit is to keep going no matter what. Because even if that equation it works perfectly, tomorrow will still be coming, God willing. As long as you're breathing, tomorrow will still happen. So you got to keep doing this shit. There's no one size fits all. My life is rolling now. No, man, that's foolish. And that's also kind of disrespectful to, the people that have come before us, and I'm not going to get too deep into that, but long story short, man, focus on whatever craft you're fucking doing. I say that to myself all the time, and I'm going to keep doing it. If my numbers are not hitting, I'll try different things, whatever, but that will not change my drive to do this, and Yeah, man, it's something that I wanted to talk about. Just literally rant. If so, I've said this many times, you agree, disagree. I don't really care too much. Um, I hope it makes you feel some way though. That would be good. But yeah, man, this is some shit I wanted to talk about. 2026. Wish not, want not, man. Keep going, keep grinding. Results will follow if you put that work in. It's just a matter of when and how, Keep doing it. Let's get it, man. Versatile Vigilante, Uncle Vinny. We're here, little 15-minute rant-a-loony. Keep an eye out for new interviews. Go watch the interviews I've done so far this year. So like I mentioned, very tempted, very, very talented guests, and expect more cool shit coming up, man. So that's all I want to talk about today. 2026. Let's fucking get it.